AJ Benza, Dave Alaka, welcome to the show.
Cool.
Grillo, you were saying hello to AJ.
I wanted to say, what's up, AJ? Nice to see your face. It's been a long time.
It's been a while, buddy. We both lost our hair, I see. We both shaved it off. Huh?
Oh, why fight it, man? I figured out if Bruce Willis can pull it off, so can I.
Yeah, well, not quite Bruce Willis, though. It's just not quite Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die quickly. Die soon, maybe.
Die soon. Yeah, exactly. Die Corona.
Die job. Die
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. So, Jesse, I don't want to take up too much of your show. These are your guests. I wanted to come on and say hello to AJ.
Yeah, man.
And thank you for being on the AftershockXL network. You're all welcome on any time, with Jesse, with me, if you have something to say. I just want to appreciate you guys coming on and helping Jesse and me out. Very much appreciated. Everybody's family and friends. Everybody's good.
Yeah,
everybody's good.
Yeah, I don't want to step on Jesse's show. This is his show, but I want to say,
I want to say, man, I was getting the chubby when you got out here, but now I'm gone.
Guys, I'm glad everybody's safe. Enjoy your show with Jesse. I'm sure you guys are going to do a great job. Thank you so much.
All right, bro. All right, see you later, man.
Good seeing
cool.
you.
Nice to see you, Steve.
When I felt the tide changing was the war on men, the war on boys.
Me too.
Before Me Too, there was a war on men, a war on masculinity. Boys couldn't be the same way they were in school. And it started with that. Then you got into Me Too, which was warranted. I give you that. Then it got into Time's Up. Then it got into cancel culture, politically correct. You've got the LGBTQ. They want the P for pedophilia on that alphabet badly. And it's happening every day. There's more articles trying to make us accept it. It's all nonsense, and the people who are coming up the rear, who maybe will run this country one day, it's hopeless. Could you imagine these 20-year-olds storming Normandy? Could you imagine?
No, they wouldn't even have a clue what that's about.
We'd all be speaking German right now. We'd all be speaking
But
German.
what about, I mean, like, look, I know it's out there in the public. You were approached by Harvey Weinstein. He was going to pay you 20 grand a month to put it. Explain what that's about.
Well, here's what happened. In 2003, I found out by accident. I bought a painting for Harvey. I was not writing anymore. I bought a painting for him, and the girl who sold me the painting said, "Who's this for?" I said, "My buddy Harvey Weinstein." She said, inadvertently, "He's dating a friend of mine in England." I called him. I said, "Why does somebody in LA know you're cheating on your wife?" He said, "Holy shit, what do we do?" Him and I sat down. I gave him gossip for days and days. He gave me a lot of money for a year to supply his publicist with gossip. So if the story ever came out before his divorce, they could kill it. It never came out. I got my money. Fast forward to 2017. I didn't deal with him for 14 years. Suddenly he wants me to help him because he hears there's going to be a hit piece on him. He never said rape. He never said they've got me here and there. He just said a hit piece. I said, whatever you want.
So you had no idea about the Ronan Farrow
No, of course not.
story.
I got a daughter. I got a wife. I would never help out a rapist. I said, look, tell me what we got to do. He goes, let's find out who's talking. I'll call you. He never called. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Finally, he said, hang tight. And then the story broke in I think the Times, and Harvey texted me and said, help me. And at that point, I said, there's nothing to help. Ronan Farrow is spotless. He is who he is. He's one of the elites, and there was nothing to do. I've talked to Harvey since about the whole, before he went away. He always insisted everything was consensual. I know a lot of the girls who went up there in court were lying. I'll always feel that way. Mm-hmm. But if he committed one rape, he needs to do the time. I have no problem saying that. And I was asked to testify, and then there was a motion, and they stopped me from coming in.
Why did they stop you? Why were they?
Harvey's team didn't want it. The prosecution wanted me in, and I said, sure, I'll come, because they found an email from him and I that dealt with he needed help, a text message. And it was just me saying, okay, well, nobody can talk ill about Ronan Farrow. He is who he is. And that's the extent of it. So I never testified. I might have to in LA when it comes here, because then it'll be ruled I have to, because I'm a resident in LA. I wasn't a resident in New York. But
right.
Look, Harvey was a certain kind of guy that I always assumed got laid. I never thought he'd lock doors and push girls into. I had no idea about that. Never. Everybody in Hollywood loved him. You've seen all the Academy Awards and all the platitudes he got. A lot of these people were in on it. A lot of stars were in on it. Agents, publicists were in on it.
Well, nobody. I mean, I'll tell you something. I caught him in 2001, a week before 9/11, in Saint-Tropez.
You did.
I don't do that kind of thing, but I remember
Right.
what I saw.
But there's
But the
nothing
point
new.
is-
It's nothing
The
new.
point
It's
is, I remember
classic
sitting
now.
with
I
Richard
know.
It's
Johnson.
been going on since the 20s.
I know.
I remember sitting with Richard Johnson mentioning that to him when he was running Page Six. He wouldn't
Yeah.
touch it. He wouldn't even think about it.
No, I know.
Nobody,
You know what?
everybody was
I probably
afraid of
wouldn't
Harvey
either.
Weinstein.
You know what? If somebody told me when I had my column they got an item about Harvey cheating, I wouldn't have touched it either. If there was a story about Harvey being a rapist, I would have called him and said, "You better fucking look into this because this is going to get out." But I'm a loyal friend. I have friends who are murderers. I have friends who've done awful things. A lot of mafia guys. They can be really good to me and my family, but they do certain things in life. Harvey, I never knew to be a rapist. I knew him to be a very brash guy that gets laid like most studio heads. This is all new information, but Google and other people tend to they're misled into thinking I helped him. No, he asked me and I did nothing.
No, that's why I wanted you to
And
say,
that- no.
to make it clear right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no
now,
problem.
what happens
I
if they call you to testify when the case goes to LA?
I mean, I'd rather not because I'll always care about the guy. I hate what happened. But if they want me to come in and talk about a text message I sent them, I have no qualms doing it. I don't want to.
What was in that
eye
text
when
message? Can you?
It
talk
was
about
the text mess. The text message was him saying, he texted me 2 words, "Help me," and I texted back saying, "Look, Ronan Farrow is unimpeachable. He's clean. He's one of the Hollywood elite. I think he was dating Barack Obama's speechwriter at the time. And I don't really know Ronan. I never hung out with him. I just know that now." When I started reading stories, I was the first guy on my podcast to say, I don't trust these things that Farrow is saying. A lot of these issues are not factually backed up. And sure enough, that broke about 2-3 months ago with Woody Allen and other people saying these stories really don't wash out. They're too much of a Hollywood effect.
I personally don't think Woody's guilty. You know, you have to look at the.
I don't either.
You have to look at the way a person who's a molester behaves. He has never ever had another situation come up where he's been accused by anybody.
Right.
It sounds like, I think he's probably correct. It sounds like that Mia had a real boner against him and has not stopped. And whatever it is,
Jesse, this
it won't go away.
Happened to Robin Williams. Robin Williams married his nanny after a long time too. The difference is he didn't grow up with his stepdaughter. Okay, so what's the
you know what people don't know is that Woody Allen always kept his own apartment. He never lived with Mia Farrow. He didn't live in the house raising that girl. Didn't happen. He always lived across the park. Mia Farrow never got along with Soon-Yi, and as Soon-Yi got older, she would complain to Woody, "I don't want to go home." And as I don't know what to call it. I don't shit on his relationship because it is what it is. It's lasted over 20 years. I was one of the first reporters to go find him and her.
20, I think longer than that.
You know, 20-something years. If this isn't true love, you know, then you can kick me in the head. This is love.
I might kick you in the head anyway because you're from Bensonhurst.